So, when we talk about dealing with a narcissist, the first thing that comes to mind is often this big, loud confrontation, right? But today, we're not talking about revenge. We're not talking about fighting fire with fire. We're diving into 5 quiet, almost invisible strategic moves that are designed to do one thing: reclaim your power. Think of it less like a battle and more like quietly turning off their water supply.
Okay, let's just start with maybe the most important thing you're going to hear today. I want you to really let this sink in. You are not crazy. That feeling that you're losing your mind, that you're too much, or that it's all your fault, that wasn't an accident. It was a strategy. And you weren't crazy, you were targeted.
And this right here really breaks down that strategy, doesn't it? On one side, you have the story you were told. You're too much. You're the dramatic one. But look at the other side. That's what was actually happening. You weren't too much. You were studied. They found your kindness, your empathy, your open door, and they walked right through it. It wasn't your fault. You were chosen.
So yeah, today we're flipping the table on that whole dynamic, but here's the key. We're going to do it quietly. No screaming matches, no dramatic scenes. We're going to walk through 5 tactics that, from the outside, look like nothing's happening. But on the inside, they are systematically dismantling the entire power structure they've built.
All right, let's get into our first tactic. It's called the gray rock. And honestly, the concept is pretty much right there in the name. The goal is to become as boring, as unresponsive as a plain old gray rock sitting on the side of the road.
So how does it work? Well, it's all about becoming a terrible source of energy for them. When they poke you, when they try to get a rise out of you, you just give them nothing. Short, flat, emotionless replies. Okay. I see. You're not rude. You're not mean. You're just a conversational dead end. You're withholding the very thing they feed on, your reaction.
I absolutely love this metaphor. A narcissist is hungry for a reaction. Your anger, your sadness, your frustration, even your joy, that's their fuel. That's their supply. And the gray rock method, it's simply closing the kitchen for good.
And let's be super clear about the goal here, right? This is not about winning the argument. It's not about punishing them. You have to let all of that go. The goal is to withhold your energy, to starve them of their supply, and to make yourself so incredibly boring that they just wander off. A bored narcissist is a narcissist looking for a new restaurant. They'll almost always leave on their own.
Okay, moving on to tactic number 2. This is a verbal tool, and it's brilliant in its simplicity. It's a way to completely dismantle their confusing, twisted stories without ever picking a fight. And here it is. This is the whole tool. Just 7 simple words. The secret, of course, is all in the delivery. You have to say it with a neutral, calm, genuinely curious tone, like you're really just trying to understand. It's not an accusation, it's a request.
So why is this so powerful? Well, think about it. A narcissist's narrative is built for speed. They throw accusations and circular logic at you so fast you just react emotionally. This one simple question, it's like throwing a wrench in the gears. It slams on the brakes. It forces them to slow down and try to explain their own twisted logic out loud. And you know what? Most of the time, their stories just can't survive that. They fall apart under the slightest bit of sunlight.
All right, tactic number 3. This one is a purely defensive move. It's not for them, it's for you. It's about creating your own private record to act as a shield against their most powerful weapon, gaslighting. Gaslighting, it's that insidious thing where someone tells you over and over that what you saw, what you heard, what you know happened, didn't. That you're misremembering, that you're being dramatic. It's a deliberate attempt to make you question your own sanity. And this tactic is how you anchor yourself back to reality.
So what does this actually look like? It's simple. You just start keeping a record, for your eyes only. Use a notes app on your phone, a little journal, whatever works for you. And after a confusing interaction, just write down the facts. What was said, when it was said. No emotion, just the data. When you do this consistently, you'll be amazed at how quickly your own sense of reality starts to feel solid again.
And I can't stress this enough. This record is not a weapon. You're not collecting evidence to use against them in a future fight. You may never show it to a single soul. It is a shield. It's there to protect your own mind, to protect your own truth from that slow, steady drip of manipulation. Once you're sure of your own reality, their words just don't have the same power.
Okay, our fourth tactic, I love this one because it has nothing to do with confrontation. It's all about rebuilding your life. The idea here is simple and it's powerful. You don't fight your way out of the cage, you grow so big the bars can't hold you anymore.
You have to understand this. A narcissist's main goal is always isolation. They need to be the center of your universe, so they'll subtly or not so subtly chip away at your friendships, your hobbies, your connection to family. Because a person with a full life, a person with other people and passions, well, that's a person who can leave, and that's their biggest fear.
So what does rebuilding look like? It's just small, quiet steps, that's all. It's texting back that friend you've been meaning to. It's saying yes to that family dinner. It's signing up for that pottery class you've been looking at. Every single thread you reweave back into your own life, every little thing that is only yours, becomes another step on your path to freedom. You're simply, quietly, growing your way out. This brings us to our fifth and final tactic. And honestly, this one is the quietest, but it's also the most powerful. It's not an action you take, it's an internal shift you make. It is about letting go of the need for them to understand.
You know, our natural human instinct is to seek closure. We think if we can just find the right words, the perfect way to explain it, they'll finally see what they did. But this comparison shows why that's a trap. Their reality is that they already know what they did. Their performance of confusion, of not knowing, that's the whole tool. And your hope that they will get it, that's the chain that keeps you hooked.
And this right here, this is the entire game. Real freedom doesn't come when they apologize. It doesn't come when they have a big epiphany. It comes the moment you genuinely, deep in your bones, stop needing their validation. The day you take that need back for yourself, their entire power structure over you just collapses.
Think about that for a second. The ultimate power shift isn't your anger, it's not your tears, it's your peace. The sight of you, genuinely okay, genuinely at peace, not waiting for them, not needing anything from them anymore, that is the one thing they have absolutely no defense against. It ends the game.
So let's just recap this quiet path to freedom. You start by becoming the gray rock they can't get a reaction from. You learn to ask that simple question that unravels their stories. You keep that private record that protects your own truth. You build a bigger world that they can't possibly contain. And finally, you make that internal shift and you let go of the need for them to ever understand. Each one a quiet step that takes your life back.
And that leaves us with one final thought. That version of you that existed before all of this started, they're still in there. They might be a little quieter, a little more cautious, but they are still whole. The only real question left is, are you ready to go find them